Pixar is currently entering a new era. They're starting to take things back to their roots and release more original animated movies. In recent years, Pixar has strayed away from creating original content and favored for making sequels to their already beloved franchises, like Toy Story, The Incredibles, and Finding Nemo. Now, obviously, I'm not complaining, because for the most part, these sequels have been fabulous movies. But with all that said, sometimes I need something fresh every now and then. To prove my point, 4 out of the last 6 feature-length films released by Pixar have been some sort of sequel. Now, the sad thing about this is that the 2 recent original films created by Pixar have been great and critically acclaimed. These movies were Coco and Pixar's most recent film, Onward. Luckily for us, Pixar is starting to take their company in a new direction, and for the first time since Up, which came out in 2009, we will be getting 3 original movies from Pixar in a row. Those movies are Onward, which has recently come out this year, Soul, and Luca. Now, as much as I think Onward is great and Luca is going to be great, and sure, I'd love to talk about these movies if you want me to talk more about these movies, the topic of today's video is the movie Soul, and why I think it might have a chance at becoming one of Pixar's greatest films yet. With that intro out of the way, welcome back to our reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are going to quickly discuss Pixar's upcoming movie, Soul. Before we get started, if you want more videos like these, consider subscribing and comment down below your favorite Pixar film to date. Now on to the rest of the video. Pixar's Soul is currently slated to come out this year on December 25th on Disney+. Unfortunately, it will not be released in theaters and only on Disney+, which means if you don't have Disney+, consider getting it because there is a pretty good chance this movie's gonna be good. As of now, I haven't actually seen the movie, but from the reviews I've read from the movie that are already floating around the internet, the movie seems to be delightful. Some critics and people that have attended the London Film Festival have already seen this movie, so if you want to check out some of their reviews, they're pretty easy to find on YouTube. You can just look them up, and they're, for the most part, pretty well made. Before I really get started, a fun fact about this film is that it already has 100% Rotten Tomatoes rating online, which is obviously the best rating you can get for a movie. Even though this is great, make sure to take this with a grain of salt as, again, there's still a limited amount of people that have seen this movie, so the score may go down. Anyway, Soul is a story that follows a middle-aged man named Joe Gardner, played by Jimmy Fox. Joe's goal in life is to be a musician, but right before he accomplishes this, he dies. Now, I know this sounds super depressing, but hold on. Anyway, Joe needs to find a way back to his body before it's too late. That right there is pretty much a way oversimplified explanation of the story, but the main reason for me to think this movie might be great is because of the mature films and messages the film is trying to convey. For the most part, the theme of the story will most likely be that it's important to enjoy life for what it is, and what makes everyone special and unique is the journey we decide to take here on Earth. I believe this is an extremely tough theme and message to pull off, especially in a family-oriented film, but if done correctly, it could lead to something special. Obviously, since it's a family film, Pixar is not going to go too dark with its storytelling, but one thing that I think could actually hurt the film is if Pixar decides to use the story to be emotionally manipulative. Let me explain. Pixar sometimes makes extremely sad stories, as you know, but sometimes when Pixar wants the audience watching the movie to be sad, they'll focus the entire scene or even story on fulfilling that purpose. For example, in the movie The Good Dinosaur, there are tons of scenes where the main purpose is to make you cry. Now, this isn't a problem as long as it's subtle, but sometimes in The Good Dinosaur, it is way too obvious. The reason why it's obvious is because we don't really care about the characters, so it's easier to catch. Let's face it, who really remembers The Good Dinosaur? For me, it might be because it has a boring plot and boring characters, but if you like The Good Dinosaur, that's fine, I just personally don't. Anyway, the emotional scenes in the movie carry no weight and are cheap ways to make someone emotional. Now, I believe that if Soul has good characters and a compelling story with a solid theme, this won't be a problem. I'm not saying that Soul can't be sad, but if it decides to pull on the heartstrings, I want to make sure it earns the right to by making you care about the characters and what they're going through. Some other notable things that Soul has going forward is that the movie looks amazing, with stunning animation and inventive new technology implemented. From the looks of it, it also is going to have a brilliant score composed by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Lastly, I've heard that the movie is supposed to be surprisingly funny, which is very welcomed in a Pixar movie that is dealing with the afterlife. With this said, I hope I have convinced you to at least not sleep on Soul, and hopefully when Christmas Day rolls around, you maybe give it a chance. I, for one, can't wait to see it, and it has quickly become my most anticipated movie of the year, which, now that I'm thinking about it, really, doesn't mean that much, because there's not been that many movies. It's fine. So pretty much, go watch Soul, and if you are still hesitant about watching the movie, make sure to watch the trailers. They're amazing. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description if you want to check that out. If you like this video and want more content from me, please consider subscribing. It would really help the channel since at the time of recording this, I'm at 11 subs. Also, make sure to comment down below your favorite Pixar character in the comments if you have made it this far in the video. Also, I have recently created an Instagram and Twitter account that you can find in the description as well. If you want to see more content from this channel, I recently made a video on why Stranger Things Season 1 might be perfect, which you can click on in the top left. Thanks again for watching, and bye.